Um, the next step was Romola left the little trunk of Nijinsky's belongings at the Paris Opera Library. Now, they knew my husband Ivor Guest very well because he had been there so often doing his researches, and they also knew that I was involved with notation. And they said they thought that some of the manuscripts in there were dance notation. Well, Eureka, this was actually the Rosetta Stone. He had notated Cicchetti ballet exercises, and I had done a lot of study of the Cicchetti work, so I knew what the movements should be. For instance, there was first and second arabesque and the adage, and even things like grand battement, well, you all know, trois, side, back. So with that information, we were able to really begin the task of deciphering his system. Now, I said we because a German lady named Claudia Jeschke, who also got involved with notation, she had met Romola, and Romola said, "Oh, you must solve this problem." She experienced long notes. When we heard about each other, we said, "Come on, let's join forces and see what we can do together." And indeed, with those ballet exercises, we were pretty well had it in place. Excuse me. Except, because it was ballet, details were not included. Everyone knew the ballet style. The other material that came up was Nijinsky's notations of the Luca della Robbia's Cantoria, these bas-relief figures of little children, musicians, ordinary people. And he had taken one group and numbered them, who the people were, and then written the position for each one. And so these were much more naturalistic details. So that was a great help. And as we pieced the whole thing together, we checked this wonderful book of photographs of Nijinsky's form. And we found that the particular poses we were able to find in the score. Now, sometimes it was incorrect in that the leading nymph should still be wearing her main dress. She had not yet dropped it. Whereas in the photograph, she was already without it. And so these were photographs that were posed in a studio separately. And somebody probably said, well, how about that moment when? And you know how that goes. There was one particular notation in the score that, excuse me, I thought there's something wrong, because 5 girls come in and they are holding hands crossed. And I thought, well, maybe she should be there. It just seemed odd. Now, in actual fact, they come in like that. And the leading one is here. come in because Nijinsky is leaning in front of the dress, women having departed, and looking at it, and they don't like this. So to me, this was, come on girls, I'm a bit frightened and you're probably too. Let's go. Here we go. You see. Now, I took, Claudia, the liberty to inject what the meaning would probably be. And in the context, it makes sense. So, having deciphered the system, and Claudia, who lives in Germany, and I met in London, in New York, in Munich, in Yale, in the Berkshires, in Massachusetts, whenever we had a chance to get together. So we didn't really finish the work until 1988. So we've been at it probably 3 or 4 years. In 1948, I was able to get, at that time I think, Merle Park was head of the Royal Ballet School, and I was allowed to use students in order to have kind of piecing together great things was the form. Among the people who saw that first run through was Monica Mason. And when she became head of the Royal Ballet,